Okay, so today we are going to be looking at two stoves which are used by the Explorer Scouts. The Trangier stove, a Swedish stove, and also a Kelly kettle. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a competition which can boil 1.5 litres of water quicker, the Kelly kettle or a gas Trangier. And then when we've done that, we're going to try and make some luxury hot chocolate. This is a Kelly kettle or a volcano stove, and it can boil water very quickly. It comes like that, and within it there's a base, and you can turn that upside down and you can light a fire. Okay, so this stove, you can light any leaves and light it and fuel it with any leaves, any twigs and kindling that you can find. You don't need big pieces, but look, this is silver birch from the local woods I found here. That burns like paper, and you can crunch it up. Other good things we know that burn well are dry cones, so you can put some of those in. And we also know little twigs. We work our way up, and you can see the wood here. I've built it, collected it, and we can put that on. The Kelly kettle holds 1.5 litres of water, this amount. So we're going to pour that into the billy. Hold and light the Kelly kettle, and put some more twigs on. And you see how quickly it lights up, and then we can feed the fire from the top with little pieces of twig going in. Now I think I should light the gas so it's an even fire, so even rice. So the Trangiers are light, so it's gas versus wood. And look at the flames coming up. It's known as a volcano stove. You can see why, because the flames are coming out the top. Already, okay, so the Kelly kettle is boiling now. Let's take that off, and the easy way to take that off is just lift it up. Well, no bubbles there at all. Okay, I think it's time for coffee. This stove here, we don't need to carry any fuel. With the Explorer Scouts, we're carrying a lot of our kit with us, and we'd take a stove like that. This is good for canoeing. You just come out and off the water, and very quickly you can scavenge around for a few twigs and you can get your fire going. How do you pour it? Lift this off. You've got a spout, and you just pour it like so. And if you wanted, you could make 6 cups like this full of coffee or hot water. You can then refill it and then start again. Okay, so the theory of the Kelly kettle, why does that work? So with a pan there, the fire is only going to heat up this area there, a diameter of 18 centimetres. And I know all your keen mathematicians will know the area there is calculated by pi r squared. The area of that pan is 250 roughly centimetres. The volcano stove is a cone, and that means that the heat is going to be all round the inside of that. So, but remember, we haven't got a full cone, so we've got to calculate the area of a full cone and then take the little cone off, which will be the top, which we haven't got. I've done the maths. It's about 1,000 centimetres squared. So the difference between the pan and the Kelly kettle is almost 4 times the area that the flame's going to be on. That's why the Kelly kettle will boil water quicker than the pan. Okay, so here we're going to be cooking some hot chocolate, but we're going to do it on a Trangier stove. It all comes packed together, various different pots, and it builds into a stove. Like so. You can use different fuels, but the main fuel they use on it is methylated spirits. So we've got the burner there, and we've got our fuel here, Trangia fuel, and we can pour some in. Right, so with Trangias you do need to add some water to it as well, so it doesn't soot the pan too much. So in my water bottle I'm going to pour a bit of water in. Right, so, and then we can light it. Now with methylated spirits, it doesn't look as if it's burning. It burns with a blue flame, so you've got to be very careful with it. We're going to be using milk, some double cream, and some chocolate. You're going to have probably about 80% milk, and then the rest cream. So we're going to heat that up in the pan. Here's something useful worth doing when you are cooking, is measuring the size of your cup. I know this is 500 millilitres, so it's good for when I'm measuring things. So let's put in about 2/3 of that milk into that. And we can then, we've got a handle for our Trangia, and we can put that on. And then we can add some cream as well, to make it nice and thick. And then what we're going to do is going to break up chocolate. I've got 85% cocoa, but you could do less than that, and probably need 100 grams. So we break it up. Oh, look at that, gold, pure gold. Let's chuck that in. And then we stir it. To keep the heat in the Trangia, we always try and put something over the top. So we've got the frying pan on the Trangia, that keeps the heat in. It's likely to get hot, so we've got a handle, we can take the Trangia off. And here's our hot chocolate steaming away. But let's have a look at the burning Trangia. And you see the alcohol in there burning away, and that's keeping our pot hot. Hello. Now, natural chocolate is going to be bitter, so we're going to add some honey to it, but there are other recipes. You can maybe add some cinnamon, and if you want it really spicy, a warm feeling, de-seed a chili and put it in, and but remember, when you're ready to drink it, take the chili out. But then a spoonful of honey goes in, and you can experiment. I've just used plain chocolate, but you know, you can get orange flavoured chocolate, raspberry flavoured chocolate, or mint chocolate. Now, Trangias use gas, methylated spirits, some you can get run on petrol. We're using methylated spirits because it burns at a slower rate, less heat, and perfect for this sort of thing. And if we find the flame is too big, we can actually put it on a simmer function. See the flame, it's burning quite high. So if I want it less of a height, I can put this ring on and it will just simmer down. It reduces the flame, and I can now simmer my hot chocolate. See that lovely dark rich colour. Okay, so look, I think this is ready now. It's really thick, it's steaming hot. And one super thick hot chocolate. Okay, so to put the Trangia out, it's going to be hot. Never blow a Trangia out because you'll blow burning fuel. We've got the simmer ring here. Close it down, and you're going to starve the fire of oxygen by putting this on the fire. Just place it on and it's out. That is still going to be hot. Let it cool down for 5 minutes before you pack the stove away. Cheers everyone on this cold day. Wow, that is really nice.